Good afternoon, all of you. Welcome to newspaper analysis session for July 12th. So we are going to cover so many important topics for today. All these topics are both relevant for prelims as well as the mains. I have also added P by Qs. So I have seen your response yesterday. I got impressed and have added P by Qs. So stay committed in the same way. So I'll keep adding more number of things. So here we will try to go through various things. So some main news I have taken up. So here the most important aspects are we are going to study about the rhinos, and then we will try to understand what are these manuscripts and what is the national mission for the manuscripts, why is that important. And then we will discuss about this UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and I will also show you how the questions are being asked from this area. And then indigenous Astra missile. So there I have also taken up some other missile systems as well, especially Agni missile system I have taken it. And I have also shown how the UPSC is asking the PYQs from this area as well. So I have incorporated the UPSC PYQ. PM E-Drive, it is already there scheme. We have already discussed about the e-vehicles and PM E-Drive schemes. So here they are just trying to expand its scope. They have expanded its scope to the trucks. So we'll try to revise the PM E-Drive scheme. And then because of the climate change and because of the global warming, because of the ice melting in the Baltic Sea, the seals that are present here, that are present in that region are getting affected. So we need to see about that aspect as well. So these things we will try to add as a kind of example, case study. Previously we have also discussed about the island submergence. Which island, which country's island? Sierra Leone. Okay, there we have seen Nyaku or something, NY it starts with. Okay, there we have seen about how the global warming is causing threat because of the submergence of the island. So we got very beautiful example. See, these examples will not be utilized by the people. They'll write the same examples that are coming in the textbooks, ready-made materials, or whatever the magazines they refer. So all the magazines, they'll refer this thing, they'll refer the same thing, and they will come up with the same things. So when you bring these kind of answers, when you bring this kind of content that is there in the newspaper in your exam, definitely you will get the very good marks. And not everyone will be able to utilize this content. You have to think where I can use. Here I am giving you direction. This is how we have to think. This is slowly as you proceed, as you go on, your mind has to open up. You have to do this exercise by yourself and you will think, Acha, I can utilize this content here as well. I can utilize this content here as well. So in this way, you will use your content, the same limited content at multiple places of GS 1, 2, 3, 4. So that way you will be able to think. Yesterday we have discussed a lot about the women. Today also I am picking up some of the topics about the women. There was the editorial, they are talking about the gender gap. What is the prime reason? Yesterday also we have discussed about the reproductive autonomy, sexual autonomy, bodily autonomy of the woman. So we can use such things at multiple places. That is how our approach should be. Study limited things and we should know where it has to be applied, and then you will be able to do well. So those things I have picked up, and in some of the basic articles from the news I have also picked up those things. So National Security Advisor, so this was given in the headlines, because basically in some meeting he was saying that none of the Indian areas have been affected by the Operation Sindoor. During the time of the Operation Sindoor, there was no such a counter attack. None of our areas have been affected. So we are able to counter the Pakistan threats very well. So nothing much from here. So we have already discussed various things related to the Operation Sindoor, various missiles we used, various indigenous technologies. Yesterday we have discussed. Okay, can you highlight some of the technologies that we have discussed about yesterday in the indigenous system? The Russia's one, S-400. India's, yesterday we have discussed one major one. Astra is a missile. Akash Tir. Okay, Akash Tir. Okay, it is a radar system. Okay, it will track the incoming missile system. Okay, we have also seen the Navy's Trigun, Air Force, Air Command Control Network System. So you need to by-heart these things, memorize these things, so that you will be able to utilize these things in the answers of the internal security. Okay, so you need to just revise those things. The same thing is being mentioned here. Now see here. Focus, come here. A specialized team has begun the genetic analysis of the samples collected from the 2,500 rhinos. See, basically these rhinos have the horns. Many people, like we know, okay, like I have already discussed, for their own vested interests, they are killing the rhinos for these horns. They are killing the rhinos. Okay, they consider these horns might be having some kind of medicinal properties. Though this gene analysis, they have said nothing that much specific from these horns. But still, okay, the mad people. Okay, we have also seen the donkeys. How the China is killing the donkeys for those, what is it? Now, for that, they are killing the donkeys maybe to beat the age, okay, to look younger. Okay, so to have those kind of collagen supplements, to develop those collagen supplements which can defy the aging factors. Now, here also they are using this horn of the rhino for the medicinal properties. See, now this is where we have to think. Okay, so there will not be any kind of limit. We cannot exploit the animals the way we want just for the human purposes. There will be always the demand. Okay, saying okay, these animals are for the existence of the human. That's why we have the right to utilize them for our whatever the requirements, needs, or for the meat or anything. Okay, so there is a kind of argument from one side of the people. Other side of the people's argument is the animals also have such kind of rights. So you need to we are also animals. So the evolved animals have such a kind of authority. This is what they say. Okay, but you need to find out that midpoint, that balance. Okay, what way we can do. Okay, so the Prevention of Animal Cruelty Acts is also there in India. So we need to check animal poaching. Certain sections of the animals are protected. We have discussed this Wildlife Protection Act. How many schedules are there under Wildlife Protection Act? 4 schedules. Okay, it is saying this thing. Yeah. So it has 4 schedules. So we protect the animals accordingly because we protect some specific animals. The reason why are we protecting these animals are facing threat. They are already in the endangered category. Whose number is already high, we are not taking care of them as of now. Okay, so this is the aspect that you need to take care. So here we are collecting the DNA sample of the rhinos and we are doing the genetic analysis. We have seen this thing, how the genome will be studied, right? So in your cells, there is a DNA and within the DNA, there is a genes. Okay, there will be a coding for every gene is nothing but a kind of code, what kind of property you manifest. Okay, that coding will be manufactured. That manufactured product is nothing but a protein. Its manufacturing happens by the ribosome. Okay, this thing we have seen. Okay, so all this information is present within the nucleus of the cell. It will be taken outside to the ribosome by RNA. Yes. So it will be taken outside of the nucleus and there the manufacturing happens. And then when we study the entire genetic structure, we get to see which one has which property. Okay, which coding is actually having which property. This code is responsible for what. This is what we study. So we are doing this thing for the conservation of the rhinos as well. So this is one of the method for the conservation of the rhinos. Now see here. Where is the question content I have added? Yeah, it has come here. My mistake. Okay, see here. These are the rhino species we have. White rhino, black rhino, Indian rhino, Java and the Sumatran rhino. See here, Java and the Sumatran rhino, these are the critically endangered. Totally 5 species, Java and Sumatra are the critically endangered and Indian rhinoceros. It is a vulnerable status. And the black rhino, it is again critically endangered, and there is a white rhino whose population is good enough. Okay, and then near threatened. Okay, within this there are also subspecies. So these are the 5 species, and Indian species is the Indian rhino. Primarily, these rhinos are found in the northeastern states, especially Assam, but not Assam alone. West Bengal, UP, Nepal, Bhutan, all these areas have the rhinos. Are you clear? Are you able to follow? Yeah. See the national parks, which rhinos are. So see, usually you will find more number of rhinos in this Kaziranga National Park, Manas National Park, but primarily it is in the Kaziranga National Park. Okay, and then there are also others, Povitara Wildlife Sanctuary. All of these are in Assam. See here, all of them are in the Assam, but not always they are restricted to the Assam. Okay, so this is a point that you have to keep in mind, and they are not only restricted only to the India. They may ask. See, this was a question they have asked. PYQ, somewhere 2000 or somewhere they have asked. The way they used to ask at the time period it was different. See here, India has the largest population of one animal, Asian X. Please focus. I am also getting distracted. India has the largest population of the Asian X. Today, there are just about 20,000 to 25,000 that animal in their natural habitat spreading across the evergreen forest, dry thorn forest. Previously, few years back, they were spread across India. Now they have been restricted only to especially to the areas of your Assam, UP, West Bengal, those nearby areas. Previously, this question was asked some long 20 years back. Okay, so then it was spread across this area. So if the question has to be asked now, They will definitely change the format. It will not be that way. Now they will ask, they are found only in Assam, because we have seen primarily they are found in that area. So people will think only they are found in the Assam and only in the India. Okay, so we have to be clear that no, not just Assam alone, they are found in other areas as well, apart from the India as well. So apart from this, there are other species of the rhinos as well. So what all questions they can ask from the rhinos, I have picked up from the species of the rhino. Okay, so see here, the population of that animal in India ranges from the northwest India, where they are found in the forest divisions of UP, to the Western Ghats, Kerala, Tamil Nadu. In central area, the population is distributed Bihar, Odisha, and again in the Assam and few other states. The animal referred to as, so that is a animal. So there it is, one-horned rhino. Okay. So generally here, okay, so that is a thing. So basically all these animals, like, they are found in the grasslands. That is a point, another point that you have to remember. Grasslands is an area I have already discussed with you, where there are evergreen, totally very dense forests. There you will generally see the arboreals, and generally in these areas you will also see the grasslands. Currently, this rhinoceros is restricted towards this Assam area, moist deciduous forest areas. Okay. So now the structure of the question will change if the question has to be asked. See here, now another question that they have asked. Okay, it was asked in the 2022 or something. Okay, nearby. See here, Asiatic lions. We have discussed this Asiatic lions. Can you tell me where we have seen this Asiatic lions? In India? No, try again. Someone, we have discussed Asiatic lions. I am giving options. They are saying that Asiatic lion is naturally found in India only. You all know they are in the. So I am giving options: Gujarat, MP, Rajasthan, okay, West Bengal. Gujarat. Okay, the variety of that lion we have is Gir lion. Now you can call. So Gir National Park is there. Okay, so Asiatic lion is naturally found in India. Now see here, one-horned rhinoceros are also naturally found in India only. Now you answer it, right? Okay, so so you can eliminate the third option. 3 eliminated. So now see A and C. Now what should be the answer? Easy. See, that's what I am saying. When we focus, we don't have to even know about the double-humped camel. Okay, because once these are the things that are coming in the news. When we know about this thing, even without knowing this thing, we will be able to arrive at an answer. These days, UPSC something they are making in order to make the question, they are saying they are making the statement as 2 statements are right, 3 statements are right. That is actually, there is a criticism that this is actually not helping the students who are really studying. Okay, they are making the paper similar both for the student who is studying and who is not studying. If the student who has studied, here they will be able to apply the knowledge and they will make it right. The student who has not studied, okay, if the statements are like 2 options right, 1 option right, 3 options right, so both the students are becoming same. But those questions will be, still it will be there. There will be again such a kind of similar questions where you will be get through by focusing on the same basics and the fundamentals. You will definitely pass through this exam. You have to only focus on those fundamentals which I am stressing. I have collected these questions because you need to feel confident. We are in the right direction. I wanted to show you that you are progressing. Okay, when you solve this kind of way in these questions, then you will feel confident. So focus on these things. Okay, definitely you will be able to solve the prelims questions. Okay, so this is what the things that we have to understand about the rhinos. Apart from this, there are also various protected areas that are taking care about the rhino, some rhino projects and all. Those are the factual information that will not be that difficult for you. Now you are not totally new. So the major areas, now see here, when you go through this national parks, I want also you to go through the, be aware with these national parks that are given here. So Pobithora National Park, Kaziranga National Park, they are mentioned. It is in the, it is present in the Assam area. So when you go through these aspects repeatedly, you should feel, okay, you should get used to this content. Okay, you should not feel from where they are asking. Okay, for these national parks are also you will get used to. Where is this? Orang, Pobithora, Manas. Now you should feel, okay, you will get used to, okay, this Manas National Park is in the Assam, this way. Okay, so that's how when things come repeatedly, you are aware that these are the, for someone, okay, who is not new, who is not in the preparation mode, they'll think if this way they have asked in the options, this national park is in which state. Okay, people will think, there are 107 national parks, how would we remember? No, but logic is this thing. They may ask Gir National Park. Those are always appearing in the news. So we should have some kind of broad idea. Some things, some factual things they'll ask. Today I'll show you. So, but when we have the strategy, we'll focus on those things. Then our energies will not be distracted. We are focusing with proper strategy. We are not randomly mugging up facts randomly. We are checking the areas from which UPSC has a potential to ask, and we are trying to bahad those areas. Okay, now I'll show you, see one. And now here itself they have said the DNA samples is being collected by the Wildlife Institute of India. Okay, so what is this Wildlife Institute of India? It is founded in the 1982. Its headquarters in the Dehradun. They will ask whether it is a statutory body. No, it is an autonomous institution under the Ministry of Environment. Okay, so this is how we will study. So they may ask. There is also one more body, Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. There is WCCB, Wildlife Crime Control Bureau, and there is National Board for Wildlife, National Tiger Conservation Authority. We have seen these bodies as well. All these bodies get the statutory status from same act. We have discussed this thing. You have to tell me that act. Very good. Okay, Wildlife Protection Act. We have discussed this thing. So we have, as per the Wildlife Protection Act, we are protecting the animals under the 4 schedules, Schedule 1, 2, 3, 4, and some institutions are getting a statutory status. That is the second point. And also some protected areas also getting the protection. What are those protected areas? National parks, wildlife sanctuaries, community reserves. And it does not include the biosphere reserves. Biosphere reserves is a different thing. Okay, biosphere reserves are basically big area, very big, very huge area. Within those biosphere reserves, usually we have around 11 biosphere reserves which are recognized by the UNESCO, and 7 or 8, okay, it would be their number, it would be there, around 18 total biosphere reserves. Within those, we have all the national parks and the wildlife sanctuary. So we have the national parks, 100 plus, wildlife sanctuaries, more than around 500, something like that. So we can't target all the 500. It's not possible. Those things which are in the news, we have to do. And national parks, we can some way have an idea, because these things will keep recurring. 100, just we should have the rough idea. You don't have to recall, okay, in Assam, Pavitra, Manas, no, don't do that way. Okay. So while looking at the option, you should be able to recall probably, most probably. Then later on, you will study the geography. When you study the geography, you will be able to understand in the North India, broadly, this is the climate. When this kind of rainfall is there, when this kind of temperature is there, primarily this kind of vegetation will be there. So you will be able to link. They will give you, this national park has this vegetation. You are not trying to cram here. You link with the geography. Possibility, yes, that area might be having the semi-evergreen forest or moist deciduous forest. Like this you will think. Because that area you have studied from the geography point of view, what is the climate, what is the temperature, what is the precipitation. That's how you will be able to link. But for all those things to happen, every day the preparation is going on. Suddenly students will come from the February, sir, suggest me strategy in these 2 or 3 months, I have to clear the blends. I will be helpless. I will not be able to do anything. Okay, so that is not possible. And some students like, they'll come, sir, we are not feeling motivated, or I am feeling bored. What should I do? Yeah, what should I do? Should I dance or what? to bring some entertainment. So this would be there. Students are like, okay, no, sometimes even if it is boring, we have to do. Okay, now even I feel bored to prepare this content. So that's where the passion, okay, the drive, okay, to prepare, to do something best. Wherever you are, whatever you are doing, you should bring best out of you. Okay, even if you are studying in the studies itself, be it a prelims content, geography, polity, I should be the best, king or queen. So that should be your approach, your style. Then you will do well. Okay, so Wildlife Institute of India. So this thing we have done. Now let me take you to this. Manuscripts. So, government, a meeting is going on. There we are talking, see here, reclaiming India's knowledge legacy through manuscript heritage. This would be an event that is going to happen between the September 11 to September 13 in the Delhi, the part of the Gyan Bharat mission. So, basically in the budget 25-26, they have launched. Now see here, I have taken the news from the February, your doubt. So, previous articles do we cover, sir? So, these things already are, everything are linked. So, I have covered something from the budget. Gyan Bharat mission, it was announced in the budget. So, basically, we want to protect our manuscripts. There are more than 1 crore manuscripts. Now, what are the manuscripts? The basic question will come. So, like this is what I told you. Okay, whenever you study something, what is the fundamental thing? Why do you have to protect it? Why do you have to conserve it? So, then it will take back to the question, first, what is the manuscript? That I have to know. So this way I also question myself when I'm preparing some content for you. You need to also prepare in the same way. Then I will say manuscript means something, first thing is handwritten thing, ancient documents, at least some 75 years old. Have I mentioned here? Okay, handwritten documents, probably I have not mentioned here. Huh? Characteristics. Okay, see here, manuscript is that it is handwritten, not printed. Okay, they are often contain unique historical, cultural or religious significance. They can be written on various materials, including the palm leaves and all. See here, the types like Vedas, Buddhist manuscripts, Mahabharata, Ramayana, those things. Now, why do we need to protect them? There is a lot of, it tells us about our history, it tells about our culture. They might also have like Sushruta Samhita, Charak Samhita, all these things are there. They'll tell about the ancient knowledge of surgery, they'll tell about the various astronomy, various mathematics, all these things. There is a lot of ancient knowledge in this thing, hidden treasury is there. So protecting these things is very important. We have to digitalize these things. All these manuscripts might be lost. Papers, you will not be able to hold those things for 1 year, right? So those would be torn and all, right? So these things has to be properly documented and protected. So that's why we have the National Manuscripts Mission. Now this thing, where can I use this thing? I can use these things in the culture. I can use these things in the society. No, okay, where it is talking about what are the threats of the globalization, if they ask. Now this is our culture. Sometimes if we don't have this documentation, they might come, they might do research, they might extract Indian knowledge and they say it is ours. This is possible. So when we have the documentation and all, we can show, no, you are biopiracy or whatever the pirated material. No, we have this documentation. We should have the proof. So you need to think, why are we doing this thing, right? So India has a rich tradition. That's why we are doing this thing. National Mission for Manuscripts, here documentation, digital prevention, research and the scholarship and capacity building. See, later on when I study, when I get the content, once I get the command how to generate the points, I'll just read the headings. I'll not read everything. So manuscripts, what are those manuscripts? What is the manuscript mission? So significance, like this, when I see these headings, I'll be able to understand. But since you are in the early stages of the preparation, I want you to read the entire line, by heart it. First, you get used to the terminology so that you will be able to put. If you also read in the same way, like me, only documentation, conservation, digital preservation, you will not be able to write. The day you have asked me, sir, I am not able to write, or I am writing in a elaborate manner. That is good. At least you write in an elaborate manner for now, because in the early stages of the preparation, that is good. Writing too short, concise will not going to help you. Even if you are memorizing, by hearting the content, first put that thing. That way, at least like even in my early phases of the preparation, even I used to do the same thing. By hearting the content. So whatever I know, I used to put. Later on in the second phase, depending upon the question, I used to mold the content. Same content, I twist the arrangement of the words. This is how I proceed. See, significance. Okay, this thing I have taken up from the government document. Measures for the safeguarding, providing adequate space and infrastructure for this storage. Taking up the preventive and the curative conservation, protecting the knowledge, okay, belt transcribing for more copies in the case. Now see, measures what we are doing, I'll try to read this thing. So now when the evaluator is giving the marks, this is from the Ministry of Culture. When I use this terminology, you will anyway get the marks. They can't say, we will not offer you marks, because this is taken up from the government website. Selection of the, how it is selected. Excellence, contribution, vulnerability and belonging to the medieval past. So according to me, one more thing is those manuscripts must also have some kind of age. Okay, at least 75 years of age of old. Okay, so you can check it later on. So there should be, age should be 75. Later on, once you verify, okay, it has to be 75 years of age has to be. It must be that old. 75 years, at least ancient scriptures. So clear? Gyan Bharati mission. So nothing, no doubt, right? Now see, so UNESCO World Heritage Sites we need to study. Why are we studying this thing? Context here is Maratha military's landscapes. They have got the UNESCO status as a World Heritage Site. So let me show you first the question how they are asking. See here. We have 43 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. See, recognize India ratified the World Heritage Convention in 1977. It currently has 44 with the recent new Maratha edition. Okay, World Heritage Sites, total 35 cultural, 7 natural and 1 mixed site. Additionally, 66 sites are on the UNESCO's tentative list. So first, we will add any site in the tentative list. Then, after its approval by the World Heritage Committee, it will be finally added into the World Heritage list. Clear? You missed the point. That will be the question in the prelims. Okay. So, so you have to focus. Like my class will be a little bit faster. So whatever the points that I say, that is a specific exam relevant. So you miss that point, okay, you get distracted. So I will not get distracted. Okay, so you will again for you have to watch the entire lecture for that one point, right? So don't get distracted in between. See here. So these are on the tentative list in the 2025. Tentative list is not required for us. Totally 43. Now recently 41. You need to go through those cultural heritage sites. What are those 44? Because they have asked 2 or 3 times question from this. What are the cultural heritage sites we have? Okay, Humayun's tomb, all those things I have given the list here. Natural world heritage sites, Kaziranga, Kilodo National Park, Manas. Now you know. See, already you know Sundarban, okay, it is in the West Bengal. See here from those areas, which state it belongs to, almost you might be knowing half by now. We have already seen Kaziranga, okay, these things we have also seen those Uttarakhand area and all. So those things are not that difficult for you. Okay, Kanchenjunga we have also seen. Mixed World Heritage Site. So why are we protecting these things? See, when we get the World Heritage status, there will be funds to protect that area. Tourism will be there. So more awareness will be there, and it is also our duty. Under the fundamental duties, okay, it is our duty to protect our national heritage, okay, your culture, okay, it is our fundamental duty, and also under directive principles of state policy under Article 48A, if I am not wrong, okay, it is also a duty of the state, protection of the heritage sites, right? So it is there, okay, to protect the these things, okay, 48 and 48A, right? Environment and this thing is there, right? So this is how you write in the mains when you talk about those polity related aspects and all. So see here, the question, this was given in the 2024. See, direct question. Consider the following properties included in the World Heritage List released by who is releasing it? UNESCO. So they have given direct question 1, 2, 3, 4. How many above properties are included? Now this is how they are making the question difficult. Only 1, only 2, only 3, all of the 3. So now, since this is my focused area, I will make sure that I am aware of those 43. I will go through those things again and again. Now, before the prelims, when there are only 1 week, so in that time period, see, in the last 1 week, we will not revise the concepts. Concepts will be there in your mind. Usually, you will not forget the concepts. The concept of inflation, how the chronology has happened in the history, how the rainfalls happen in the geography, whatever it is. Those concepts you don't have to actually memorize. So after twice or thrice revision, they will be saved in your mind. But these facts you will forget. These factual data we will revise before the exam. In the last 2 weeks time period, 3 weeks time period, these factual data will be revised. Okay. So this is how. So it is 2 options are there. Okay. Basically only 2 options are there. Rani Ka Vav and I think Sacred and Shantiniketan maybe. Okay. You need to check. Okay. You go through those things and I have given all the data here. Now see here. Now this Marathas military landscape, totally this forts means basically a kind of protection that you make or a kind of building. Okay, we also have this Golconda fort. Generally to protect yourself from any kind of threat or invasion, they will construct a structures. Okay, Marathas, they involve in the guerrilla warfare tactics. Okay, they are very predominant power in your Deccan area. Okay, they primarily because see when the Shivaji was there, the great Shivaji, why he was considered great is he went beyond this caste and religions lines. He incorporated in his army from different groups. He has not seen those things. Okay, this caste, this religion. Okay, he had tried to unify those things, but somehow later on, when after Shivaji, after the certain time period and all, so this thing was gone. Again, they got divided, and they could not generate the necessary revenue source. They were dependent on this raiding and extracting the money, and later on they could not develop their technology. See, that's why economy is also always important. So we cannot say only development. For the development to happen, we need an economy also. Only when the economy booms, you will get the money and then you will be able to do that thing. So somewhere that thing was missing. So initially in those phase, they have developed a good amount of forts, 17 forts. Most of them are in Maharashtra, only 2 are there in the Tamil Nadu, and all those forts got the recognition under the UNESCO World Heritage Site. So how will they provide the recognition? See here, so selection process, there will be UNESCO World Heritage Committee. We have signed this thing. UNESCO World Heritage Site is a location recognized for its outstanding universal value to humanity. So all these are adding value to us. So this is what they mean by the heritage site. Okay, to the humanity, transcending the national boundaries. The designation aims to protect, preserve culture and the natural heritage sites worldwide guided by the convention concerning the protection of the world cultural and natural heritage adopted in 1972 by the UNESCO, and we are the signatory. Selection process. World Heritage Committee composed of 21 members from the state parties to the convention meets annually to decide on the site additions, removals, modifications. India hosted the 46th World Heritage Committee meeting in the July 2024. So there is a selection criteria. You just have an idea. Don't try to by heart. Have an idea. Since they have already asked about the sites, they may ask how many members are there in that committee. What is the selection criteria? So we need to be headquarters. I don't think. Okay. I have not. I have headquarters for the which one? So this World Heritage Site for which one? UNESCO. You are asked. There will be UNESCO headquarters. I have not gone. This is an initiative of UNESCO. So definitely UNESCO is a major organization. There will be headquarters. I need to see. Okay, you check. Okay. So this for this World Heritage Site, World Heritage Committee, there will be a committee and they will check the selection criteria. And these are the 10 criteria. And then this is how first they will place it in the tentative list and then finally they will recognize. So it is very important. 35 plus 7 plus 1. Now it is 36 plus 7 plus 1. Cultural has been added. The Marathas forts. Clear about the heritage site. Now you are clear how the questions are also being asked from this area. So just I have given a little bit more about the unique features of the Maratha fort architecture, which maybe they may ask in the UPSC culture mains area also. Okay, so maybe they may ask if it is important. See here, World Heritage Committee approved the inscription for as UNESCO headquarters is in the Paris. Okay, fine. Okay, locations. These are the things. That's it. Now, any doubt so far? Everything is clear? Okay. Now see here. So we have tested air-to-air missile called Astra, beyond visual range air-to-air missile. So why? So these are like you might have seen those movies. In the movies through fighter jets, they will release a missile. Okay. There was also a cartoon show when I was kid. Okay. So SWAT cats. Okay. You might not be aware of those things. Now today everything is animation. So it was a very beautiful show. Huh? It is SWAT cats. Okay, they used to release the missiles and all. Okay, so this is the same missile they are talking about. There will be flying jet. So through the jet they can attack, they can target. So this is beyond visual range. Even if the pilot is not able to see, they can target. So 80, 100 kilometers of range is there. So that is the thing. See here, this is indigenously developed by the DRDO. See this one, radio frequency seeker, critical component of the autonomous target. So it is launched from the Sukhoi Mk1 fighter aircraft. Yesterday we have seen different types of aircrafts India have. Okay, I have given you the list. Now see here, we are trying to discuss about the missiles. Fire and forget. So there will be proper tracker. Okay, RF seeker. So they will use that signal and that missile, wherever you go, it will follow. Okay, and it will finally hit. The range is limited. We are trying to improve the range. Okay, so this is a point that we need to have clarity. Now see here. They have, why I have picked up is in the 2014, they have asked this way regarding the Agni 4 missile. So with reference to Agni 4 missile, which of the following statements are correct? It is surface to surface. It is fueled by the liquid propellant only. It can deliver 1 ton nuclear warheads of about 7,500 kilometers. So firstly, it is not liquid propellant. It can be easily eliminated. It is a surface to surface. So those days, the question used to be very easy. Okay, so see here. The correct answer is only first statement. Agni 5 is surface to surface and its range is not 7,500 kilometers. Basically, Agni 5, they have given the range of Agni 5. So we need to have the clarity of the missiles. That's the reason. So I have given you the example, how the questions can be asked. Now, since I have picked up the question, I have given you Agni 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See here. So you need to have broadly area around 1000. See here, 2000 to 3000. So 2. This is how I used to study. 3. 4. Okay, then again 5,000 to 8,000. If you have to target China, we need Agni 5 and Agni 6. Okay. So see, if you can see here, till here 2 stage. This Agni 5 is a 3 stage. Okay. So it is expected to be 3rd stage. It is yet to be developed. It can go beyond 8,000 kilometers. Am I clear? So what is the range of your this missile, our BrahMos missile? Huh? Just guess. 4,000. That is the range. 400, 500, those cruise missiles ranges. I am asking about BrahMos. 400, 500, the maximum range is 700. Okay, the advanced version. So those are the cruise missiles. Now see here, this is a which missile? Cruise or any which missile? What is the alternative to the cruise missile? Ballistic missile. The ballistic missile travel up in the atmosphere and they can go very far. So understand the difference? Clear? Next time no confusion, right? So cruise missiles, they can travel with the speed of the sound. There we will say Mach 3, Mach 4, Mach 5. Okay? So here the range will be very high. They will travel lower in the lower atmosphere. These ballistic missiles travel in the upper atmosphere. Like these are like rockets. I'm using the rockets to fire the missile. They use the same jet engine of your aircrafts and they will travel in the lower atmosphere. They are more precise. Here the collateral damage will be very high. So it's like I'm throwing the stone based on the calculation mathematics that I have to hit her. Okay, I have thrown stone like that. Okay, so collateral damage might happen. So this is how happens with the ballistic missile. Now we are also going for the proper precision even in the ballistic missile. Yesterday we have seen, okay, we have seen that missile. Okay, yesterday previously we have discussed them. It is like between the ballistic and supersonic cruise missile. What is that missile I have discussed? Indigenously we are going to develop. It starts with L. 2-3 days back we have discussed. What is that? No, not Tejas. Tejas is an aircraft. I'm talking about the missile. It starts with L something. Lors. Lora or something. L-O-R-A. Okay. Now see here. See here. Answer this. This was in the 2023. Ballistic missiles are the jet propelled at subsonic speeds throughout their flights, while cruise missiles are the rocket powered only in the initial phase of the flight. The statement right? Answer. Try to answer the question. Everyone should be able to answer it right. Options 1 only, 2 only, both, none. Both are? How many are both of correct? Okay, you guys take some option. Huh? Any other statement? Sure, both of the correct? Only one. Someone is only two. First tell me this Agni 5 is medium range supersonic cruise missile, right? So cruise missiles ranges 5,000, 6,000 kilometers, cruise missiles. BrahMos is which missile? BrahMos? BrahMos is a cruise missile or a ballistic missile? Okay, can BrahMos travel to long range? Then what is the statement they are saying here? Agni 5 is a medium range supersonic cruise missile. Here only we have discussed ballistic missiles. Range 1, range 2, carrying nuclear warheads and all. Again, here it says, here it is. Simply they have given the statements reversed. And instead of BrahMos, they have kept Agni. Not supersonic, it is a ballistic missile. Agni is a ballistic missile. All the Agni series is ballistic missile. BrahMos is a intercontinental ballistic missile. Can it be possible? 400. So you should be easily able to eliminate that option. Now itself I have asked the question. 280 it would be their minimum, not 90. Okay, so easily second statement has to be eliminated. They have exchanged the statements. Now read the first statement, answer me. Ballistic missiles are jet propelled at the subsonic speeds throughout their flights, while cruise missiles are rocket powered. Right or wrong? This should not be the question that you have to leave. That's itself I was discussing. Now itself I have discussed the same statement. You tell me. What did I say? Ballistic missile is like a rocket. How many times I said? They have to travel higher atmosphere. How can the jet engines fly in the higher atmosphere where there is no oxygen? That is the what point I have told you. Both are wrong. Whatever be the jet engines, they use oxygen from the atmosphere. Rockets carry their oxidizers. In the higher atmosphere, there will not be oxygen. This is the question that I was repeating. All those things, okay? The basic, very fundamental thing. Should not make mistake. Ballistic missiles are the jet propelled. Now, they have just exchanged the statements here. Instead of ballistic, there should have been cruise missile. So, if your fundamentals are clear, every year you will clear the prelims. Yeah. Right thing. Okay, so you don't need, you need only one means. Okay, so but that should not be the concern. Okay, so ballistic missile, cruise missile, this is the points I have given. Revise. Next time you should not feel confused. See, it will be in the notes. Okay, so time is running up. Notes will be there, right? Now, what is PM E-Drive scheme? We have discussed all this thing. It is basically to promote electric vehicles. Previously, there used to be scheme, Ministry of Heavy Industries scheme. What is that? FAME scheme. Okay. Basically, the scheme is about to promote the e-vehicles. For that, they are providing the subsidies. This is a major scheme. So, to the 2 vehicles, 3 vehicles, buses, they are providing the subsidies so that you purchase. Like say, when I went for the bike to purchase bike. So there, when I went for the, I have also seen this e-vehicles. Okay, usually because of its batteries, these batteries are not actually manufactured in India. We are importing them. That's why there is a cost of those batteries are very high. So usually it should cost somewhere around 2 lakhs plus. But many of those 2 vehicles, the cost they have mentioned is 1.25, 1.5. So the range, see, there's a subsidy that government is providing so that you guys buy. But for me, still it was not the option because, see, like say, for me, I need that charging infrastructure. So range is less currently. So currently it is we may get only maybe just maybe once you fully charge it, you might get only 20 kilometers. You need to charge for 4 to 5 hours. Where is the charging infrastructure? Suddenly I have to go somewhere. So I don't get the charging infrastructure. Now fuel means easily I can go there and I can get a recharge in seconds. But this is not the case. So somehow government is also building that charging infrastructure. Government is focusing on those batteries development. Government is trying to think various things. Can we develop a hybrid alternatives where there are batteries and the engine systems also? Or they are also thinking where it's like you will give them uncharged battery and they will give you charged battery. Just you keep the battery and you can go. So like this, they are thinking of various things. But China has developed very, very strong infrastructure, their battery infrastructure and all. We have discussed this thing. So previously also when we have discussed, a technology transfer is the most important. It's not about just a provision of the incentives. There was also some news on this PM E-Drive 1 month back. Some articles, if you go through the PDFs then, 1 month back PDFs, they are talking about some kind of government has come up with some kind of tax incentives or something. There were many articles, but they are saying that we should focus on the technology transfer, not just the tax incentives. Okay, here we have expanded the scheme to include more number of vehicles. See, it is the Ministry of Union Heavy Industries. Okay, now they have allotted more money. So they are providing the incentives. It is basically for the trucks. We have expanded PM E-Drive scheme, subsidy scheme for the trucks. Okay, so primarily focusing on the that thing. Okay, now see here, the broader PM E-Drive scheme, 10,000 crore for over 2 years, includes subsidies for the electric 2-wheelers, 3-wheelers, ambulance and the buses. Okay, so this is what the key. So tell me, what are the advantages of the e-vehicles if you provide them? Why? So we have to develop the technology where you are able to take the heat because we are in the tropical countries. Okay, so that should not happen. Those things. Okay, tell me significance. What is the need for, why are we pushing for this? Pollution reduction. To reduce the carbon footprint. More? Energy security. Currently, we import oil and natural gas. How much percentage of importing we do? At least 60% of the import. So here, we can also use the coal. Okay, the energy may come from the coal. That is the third thing. Though it is a not environment friendly, we may find the alternatives, but there is also playing the role. And then fourth point, international. Same point, right? Carbon. So we can't change the format and we cannot generate the more points. Okay, so it is to reduce the carbon footprint. You can say to fulfill our international commitments. International commitments, we have given the commitment that we will reduce our carbon footprint. So you may say one point of those things, and second point, you can also mention the international commitments that we have. So that's why we are trying to work on that aspect. Okay, so these are the certain advantages. Challenges are, we do not have the lithium. See, now we have discussed so many things about the South America. So we are going to Brazil, we are going to those countries, South American countries. Why? The main thing they are having the resource is lithium. Okay, yeah. So those three countries, ABC countries, Bolivia, Chile, and Argentina. Okay, ABC countries, not Brazil. Okay, Argentina, Bolivia, and Chile. Yesterday we have discussed two countries do not have the borders with the Brazil. EC, Ecuador, Chile. Okay, so recall. Okay, and two more major rivers, Amazon and the Parana river. Okay, so recall those things. Okay, clear? So always question yourself with the four fundamentals. Fundamental things, if you are clear, you definitely will do well. Now see, Baltic Sea. Are you able to recall Baltic Sea? Where it is it in the Europe, Africa, North America, South America, India? At least Europe. Okay. See here, Baltic Sea. Just recall. Are you able to see? Okay. These countries are always topping in the HDI. Norway, Sweden, Finland, Denmark. Okay. Here we have seen this Kaliningrad. This is where the manufacturing of the frigates were happening, which Russia is supposed to deliver to India. We have seen this thing. The two will be manufacturing coming from India. These are the Baltic Sea and this is the Baltic states. Usually here you have the North Sea. Baltic Sea has a less salinity than compared to the North Sea. The reason is many rivers drain into this. The major, there is one more river that is coming from the Poland. What is that river? I forgot the name. Very important river. From Poland, it is draining into the Baltic Sea. One famous river, I forgot. Okay, you may check that thing later. Then can you see here Baltic countries? Okay, Estonia, Latvia. Okay, and then where is it? Not the Finland. Okay, so these are the three Baltic countries: Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia. Okay, so these are the three Baltic countries, and this is a Baltic Sea. Now, what is happening here? The seals are disappearing because Vistula. Okay, here the seals are disappearing because of the melting up of the glaciers. Now they are taking care to protect these seals, and there is also convention. So now this convention is in the news, Helsinki Convention, because as per this convention, the marine animals has to be protected, taken care because of this global warming and climate change. So in the environment, they may ask in the prelims, Helsinki Convention. So people will think, "Arey, how many conventions you will remember?" So you are just revising the static thing, the same book, which since my times that book has not been revised. So whatever it is, I am not naming it here. Okay, so you have to update yourself with the current affairs. Okay, the same static content will not be that helpful. That may give you the base. You have to update. So like this, from the current affairs and all, new national parks, new things and all, you have to update yourself and you have to study. Okay, now these things are from the editorial. Some like the UN personnel, they have supported the Gaza. I have told you, the people are getting relocated from the Gaza. So that is not a peace process, that's the criticism. So since the person has he's taken a stand against this thing, sanctions has imposed on this person as well. So editorial says it should not be the right way. The person who has taken a moral stand. So how can you impose a sanction, the visa sanctions? Till now, US has imposed. See, now the USA, it will be like my world, my rules. It will be like no one will be able to go beyond those things. So they are not following any rules. They have bombed the Iran as they want. Now see, they are imposing sanctions on a person who belongs to UN member and all. So now see here, if the sanctions are imposed, the travel and the visa bans can be imposed on this. So the person has actually taken a stand in the UN Human Rights Council against the Israel. Okay, that is the point. So this is not the right standard, right precedent to be set. Okay, so this should not happen. This is what given in the editorial. Hamas. No elections are going on. Hamas is not a organization. Not even no. Okay, no, nothing. It is actually considered as a terrorist organization by the USA because they are involved in the terrorist. No, nothing is not available. So in the West Bank there is a PLO. That is a body with which India collaborate also. Palestine Liberation Organization, PLO is there. Okay, its name might have been changed, PLO. So that is the democratic body. Their elections happens. Okay, even their divisions and all happen. So we negotiate with the PLO. We don't have the talks with the Hamas. We don't divide, we don't consider any good or bad forms of violence. Okay, we are not neutral. We are always taking the stand of two nation theory. We are always supporting the two nation theory. We are not openly saying this thing. Okay, our stand has not changed. We have not opposed the two nation theory. We are always pro creation of the Palestine, two nation theory. Okay, so that moral stand India will never lose. But at the same time, we have to be pragmatic. Pragmatic means practical, being practical. We can't be always idealistic. Sometimes we have to be pragmatic. So we have dehyphenated. Dehyphenated means we are not linking the Palestine relationship status with the Israel. So these are the technical words I have used. Pragmatic, dehyphenation. Okay. So these are the technical words that you have to keep in mind. Clear? See, this thing we have already reversed. Global gender gap 131, rank 131, 148. So, so what are the major challenges? If you see here in India, the anemia is very high. So yesterday we were talking about. I have also discussed this thing in the previous sessions also. Yes. Okay. Usually in the women, like say whatever the leftover food they'll eat. Okay, they will not focus on the food. Okay, family prioritizing and all. So these things happen. So you can see how much anemia is there. 57% of the women are having the anemia. Okay, and also like see generally I'll see in these things. Okay, but like people like carelessly saying those so-called empowered women, hey, don't be just housewife. Okay, they'll say, okay, if they are selecting one career, that is good, but one should not undermine the housewives. Okay, whatever the contribution they are doing, if you equate it with money, whatever a person earns, okay, you cannot repay to the whatever the domestic care, be it a mother or wife, whoever is doing. So it is not a easy task. The same routine task one person has to do everything. Every day you are making sure, if the person is housewife, every day you are making sure you are creating that environment. Some person is coming from the outside, you are arranging the food, you are making the environment space and all peaceful. So if you calculate the price for that, it will be so much costly. This is what it says unpaid care work. It is not calculated, and this cannot be calculated as well. This is done out of love, and this is why it is called care. So when this so-called women say and all, okay, don't be just a domestic housewife. So it has to be choice. Some people will choose, okay, we have to be housewife. That does not mean they are not productive. It does not mean they are unproductive. They are just wasting resource and all. No, they are creating the space. Many people, whatever it is, okay, we are at this stage because of parents, because of their sacrifices, whatever the household, especially the moms, okay, those time periods. So that is not something that can be undermined. The value is not given. Whatever the care economy is there, it is not priced. It is not calculated in the GDP. If it is calculated, if it is priced, that cannot be actually compensated with any kind of income. This clarity should be there. It should be the choice. If any person want to build a profession, it is their choice, but they should not undermine this thing. That is what. Okay, because it is not counted. That is an unpaid care work, and whoever the person that is receiving the this care economy, be it a partner, any husband or any children or anything, they should be conscious of this thing. Okay, it is not a small service that they are getting. If they hire someone, It is not going to happen. See, for suppose I don't hire a cook because I know, okay, whoever is the cook, for them it is a job and all. I do not know what way they may cook. If I have to cook it by myself, okay, I can see what is good and what is not bad, what is bad, how much oil and all. So generally, when your family is involved in the cooking, they'll take care of these things. So point here is certain things cannot be delegated until unless it is very much necessary. So this thing is in India, the care economy is not valued, and it cannot be also. It cannot be counted. Once you try to quantify everything, you try to provide the income and all, the magic is gone. Okay, something is gone. So that is the point that the article is trying to focus about. Okay, invest in the care infrastructure, establish the child care centers, elder care services, and the maternity benefits. So you at least what we can be done is, if any woman has given time for the family, taking care of the family, so in order to induct back her into the economy, so there should be proper training. So companies, what they'll think, some of the companies, okay, in order to hire a woman, they'll think she might get pregnant, she will quit the job, these things. Okay, these things they'll consider, or we have to provide the maternity leave. All these things will be considered. But if you consider it that way, so this is the gender gap that will always there. Like 50% of the people who are capable, the gender, if they are not involved in the productive way in the economy, you will not be able to develop. So in the right induction to happen, so if they get the gap, again there should be mechanisms to upskill and to again reinduct into the economy when they want to start. So that's what they are saying. So there should be proper creche facilities. Sometimes the woman might be having small children. So if there are creche facilities, the children can be taken care. So previously you might have seen one police officer, okay, she was carrying some children and all these kind of images you might have seen. So creche facilities are not there. If she is a single mom, okay, who can take care of the children? So if there are creche facilities means you can, the children will be taken care, the kids will be taken care. Those are the facilities which take care of the children, in India, we do not have such facilities. In the US, there are there, but they are also costly. Okay, so usually parents from here, they will go and they will take care. So that used to happen. So this is the article they are talking about. Now AI is also being used in the manufacturing sector. Okay, this is how they are using. Just once go through those things. Nothing much technical in this, which I have already given. So Internet of Things, one point, what is this Internet of Things means? See, multiple devices are connected through the internet. For suppose, assume that all the devices, electronic devices here is connected. Now, the camera itself is getting turned on. Now, when I stop, it is getting itself turned off. So, when we exit, the AC is turning off by itself. So, when we enter, camera, CCTV cameras, everything is starting itself and recording. And they are exchanging the data. There are sensors. So, Internet of Things, all the devices are interconnected. So, you have the data and this thing to happen. So, that's why we need higher, faster data, 5G, 6G services. That is the importance you need to think. Okay, if these things are there in the manufacturing sector, automation can be easy. See, human errors are always possible. For suppose you have to do same thing, whatever you have to do some kind of any kind of drilling or anything at one point. So, you might get drained. So, but your robots, they may do properly. So, that's why you have the cobots. Human plus robot, they are working together. So, sometimes repetitive tasks which cannot be performed by the human, this can be performed by the robots. And now with advanced technology, the Internet of Things, the information can be exchanged and better things can be utilized. If India do not progress in this aspect, our capabilities might be going away. So, these are the significance, how the manufacturing sector. We are also launching the AI mission with 10,000 crore, which is not sufficient, but still it is a kind of progress and it has to move forward. The significance and challenges have been given. Try to memorize and by heart. That's all for today. Clear? So, we have discussed a lot of content. Please revise. After going back home, what you guys can do is ask yourself questions. Generally, when I don't feel like studying, I used to solve questions. That was one way of studying. Or I used to watch video. That is one way. Or I used to start discussion with the students. Okay, you ask me some questions, I'll ask you some questions. Or you explain me something, I'll explain you something. So, it is not always necessary to open the book and read in the same way. Find the ways which can be trying to break the things in a monotonous way. Okay, you don't feel the same monotonous way. Okay, something you can think of a better approach to feel to make you better. But still, you have to study 1 to 2 years. That commitment you have to take. Once you do the thing for 1 to 2 years, once you consolidate everything, your content, the amount of content that you study later on, it will come down. Nothing much you need to study. First 1 2 years, it will be difficult. That's it. Thank you.